and welcome to another episode of the Dumpster Diaries. I am Moses Wartooth, and I'm here with
Justin Allen,
and we have another show. So let's just start it off. You know, the UFO congressional hearings, that was very recent. Did you catch that?
I heard about it. Wasn't like there was like a shit ton of information that people were like anticipating, right?
Yeah. So I have pulled up a probably like the biggest, I guess, piece of interesting content. So we'll check that out real quick. But yeah, let's see what they got to say.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still in program.
So that's
fucking aliens.
So that dude like literally just like comes out and confirms like, because he's the main. Well, he just confirms that like we have biological entities that are not
that were non-human.
That's kind of creepy, isn't it?
That were in that aircraft, flying that aircraft, like they were in there doing like. Do you think they were piloting it, or was it like we sent the fucking monkey into space?
Maybe it's like just bacteria and stuff.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Because I've always thought they were more like all that shit that they've been seeing off the coastlines and stuff. I always thought that was more of like drones, if anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I started thinking about it like from our perspective, like, you know, I mean, we launch satellites all the time into space, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense to send a human on that journey, right? Like, if you put them on like the Webb like telescope, I mean, someone's gonna die. Like, you're not gonna be able to make it to fucking the edge of the solar system, right? And no, but I've always just kind of figured like if it was aliens, then they probably just sent drones. Like they'd probably have a mothership that the drones come back to that's close to them.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. I saw like an explanation of like the physics behind some of those aircraft flying, and it was like insane, man. I mean, they were like flying faster than what our radar could pick up, and then they would just bank 90 degrees, like on a dot. Like, yeah, that's physically impossible. Like anything alive inside that ship would be like liquefied.
Turned to goo, like.
Yeah. So there's a whole debate, like, I don't know, like, is it actually piloted by aliens or is it drones?
Or maybe it's, I don't know, maybe they don't have the bone, like maybe they don't have bones. Maybe they are a goddamn goo pile.
What if it's just like it's super advanced, like AI?
Yeah.
Where like it's like evolved to the point to where like essentially like it doesn't even need
like it doesn't
body.
Need a body.
Yeah. That'd be kind of fucking crazy.
I can see that happening.
But that dude that was talking, man, that what's his name? David Grosh?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Yeah, he's like the newest whistleblower, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but my thing, like a counter argument is like he doesn't actually have physical proof.
No.
Right? He just knows.
He's people. Just basically saying like, this is what I was told by people who know what they're talking about.
Yeah. That's still, I mean, like, the fact that he's under oath testifying in front of Congress tells me that dude's probably not lying.
Yeah.
At least he believes what he's talking about. You know what I mean?
True.
But like with conspiracy theories, I mean, like our government, like they're always like, I don't know, they're always throwing shit in there to like make it sound ridiculous or whatever.
Yeah.
Like there's no smoke without a fire, but like they'll be like, I don't know, just throw like some random crazy shit in there or whatever, right?
But I mean, I feel like there's got to be some of that shit that's true. I mean, you can't deny the fucking crafts at this point, I don't think.
Yeah. And then like what got me is like first the Navy, they came out and they acknowledged it. They were like, hey, like these are real.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it was with Commander David Fravor, like off the coast of California, I believe. He picked him up. I think it was, 2015?
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah, and that video is insane. And it's like him and a co-pilot, and they're like basically just talking and like, holy shit.
They're like, oh shit, you see this? Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And then like what got me is like, they picked it up on it. They did TV, they did infrared, right?
Mm.
They switched back between their views. And they actually tracked this thing. They locked on it. They noticed it produced no heat whatsoever, like no propulsion. Like that part
in itself is fucking crazy.
Yeah, like for something to go forward, something has to come out the back.
Yeah, there's right? No, as humans, we don't know any different from that.
And so then there was that, and then what really like got me is it actively jammed his radar. Which in our airspace, if you do that, that's considered an act of war. So it was intelligent enough to jam the radar of, I believe, an F-18. Right? So like, obviously,
it was like, fuck you, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, obviously it's not like a piece of trash floating around.
Yeah.
But like, man, they caught that shit. Like, they've caught some of them coming into our atmosphere because we have like this really awesome radar, right? And we can basically track from sea level upwards of 80,000 feet above sea level, right? And they caught one coming into our radar that starts at 80,000 feet, and then it was like 50 feet above sea level within 1 second.
And stopped.
And like stopped perfect, like on a dime. Yeah, explain to me how.
So there's no, there's no telling how far it came before it was registered at the 80,000 mark.
Yeah.
So.
And then the thing is, apparently with that radar, it's almost like there's like a gap in it a little bit, like that whole like traditional like, oh, they're on a submarine and you see the little like green line.
Yeah, the
around,
bloop,
like,
bloop.
Yeah, there's like a second delay or whatever.
Yeah.
So this occurred under a second.
So like before the little dial could spin around, essentially, it already hit 80 down to sea level.
Pretty much, yeah.
Fuck.
And then like what gets me too is like a lot of these craft, like they've witnessed like submerging underwater. And so like I could see like, I mean, you know how like aircraft work and stuff. I mean, we've worked around them a long time. Like we don't have any aircraft that can go from air
to submersible. Yeah.
Like that doesn't exist, you know?
And then back out again.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've been hearing some weird things, man. Like some people like that I know that work around some stuff.
I'm just waiting until we see the goddamn little green man wheeled out on the Gertie at Area 51. Like,
do you think that's gonna happen in our lifetime? Like straight up, like
actually see
like
an extraterrestrial being?
Yeah, like that movie when Mars attacks.
Yeah.
You ever see that shit?
Dude, that chick, her head got replaced with that chihuahua. Like they swapped heads.
Dude,
that shit was funny. Dude, Tim Burton wrote that, right?
Yeah, Tim Burton wrote that.
That's what I thought.
He intentionally made it cheesy as hell.
It was good. It was a good movie.
It was funny. It was funny. But like the cast, dude, it was like a blockbuster cast. Dude.
Yeah.
Like it was like, I mean, dude, it had like Jack Nicholson in it and shit. Like Sarah Jessica Parker. I think Pierce Brosnan was in it. Like, I mean, you name it, dude. Like everybody was in it. It'd be funny to be on there. I don't know, man. Like I don't know if we'll actually see like the little green men like walking off a spacecraft, because I kind of feel
like that's not real as far as like those things don't exist. There's like other shit out there.
I just don't think they give a shit to have that level of communication with us.
Like that they would give a fuck about actually coming down here.
I think it's kind of how like we treat like observing like chimps in the wild.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, like the big thing like in science is like, don't interfere, like don't
keep that distance.
Yeah.
Keep it natural.
And I think that's kind of what's going on. But what's interesting is like historically in UFO community, like these things like started showing up once we dropped the atomic bomb. And like I really think that like they realized like, oh shit, these monkeys figured out how to like
blow each other up,
like fucking destroy like an entire planet basically, and they just want to keep eyes on our shit. Because dude, there's like all kinds of accounts of these craft flying over like nuclear sites and just shutting off all the power. You know, like fuck you, like I own you, like I can destroy all this shit in a heartbeat. You know, and that's fucking alarming.
I mean, they get tired of our little fucking ant farm experiment, they'll nuke us, I guess.
Yeah. And then I've also heard the rumor that like it's us from the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently that gets a little fucking trippy. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Apparently like all this shit with like Congress, like supposedly there's something around like a release date. Where like
so they're gonna drop all these files like for the public, or
not like a file dump, but more of like something happens in our future. And like we've come back from the future to tell our past selves, like, don't let this happen.
Oh.
And apparently, like, they know about it, and there's this huge debate on like disclosing whether or not we should tell the people about this, because apparently, if we learn about it, it fucks up our timeline. I'm going with aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Aliens make more sense to me than that.
Yeah.
Because even if we did come back from the future, it would be the same shit. We'd be like, nah, you're fucking lying. We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Be like, all right.
For sure, man. Yeah.
We're too I don't know. We're too arrogant to accept like that anything could happen, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, like what gets me is like all these physicists you hear talk about time travel, like they all acknowledge traveling into the future is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Relativity, right? But almost every single one of them is like fundamentally like traveling into the past is like physically impossible.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Stephen Hawking said it would be possible.
So like you can go into the future, you just couldn't get back out or go back.
Yeah. And I think Stephen Hawking said technically, in his theories, like it is actually possible, but it would take the energy equivalent of half the entire matter of like the entire known universe to split time back 1 second. Fuck. So like it's not possible
yet.
Yeah. We're getting there. I've seen Interstellar. I watched that shit. McConaughey. All right. We're gonna fly up in these stars. We're gonna figure some shit out. Did you ever watch that movie?
No.
Oh, it was a great movie. It's a really, really great fucking science fiction movie. But I don't know, man. But the government's always up to some shit.
Yeah.
So you never know what to believe.
I mean, what if the news that they know is something big, and they know that as soon as they let the people know, they're gonna be like, just freak out and be like, I have nothing else.
Shit.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna die soon, or I have nothing else to live for, type shit.
Could be.
What if it was a religious thing? What if they were like, God, that he ain't real?
Like, yeah, like every major religion just becomes obsolete.
Yeah, if they could, but they would have to have some kind of fucking proof, because hell, like people are just blind fucking faith on religion.
I think an alien that can bend space and time is like pretty fucking compelling evidence.
Maybe
like,
what if he was like, I made everything? Be like, I want some proof.
What if it's just dickhead aliens? Like they're just like teenagers, like they're just getting fucked up and they're driving down here like, let's go fuck with the monkeys, man.
They're like bashing mailboxes and shit.
They get down here and they're like, I am your god. And it's just like some kid alien or whatever, just being a dick about it.
two kid aliens in a trench coat.
Like building statues of them and shit. Yeah. Their parents find out, you did what? Oh fuck.
You're like, you get back to your home planet this instant.
Your ass is not here right now. Oh man, but yeah, dude, the government's always up to some shit. Like, I think they've been kind of like fucking brushing over this. But did you hear about that ammonium nitrate that went missing on that train?
Yeah, up north.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was kind of like up north Midwest or whatever. And I can't remember where it was departing from, but it was on like a pretty long trek. Like it had a ways to go, like basically like halfway across the country, right? But it was 60,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate. Okay, just went fucking missing. Like they know it was on the train when it left, and then when it arrived, I think it went. Don't quote me 100%. I think it went from Ohio to like somewhere in California. And then when it arrived, it was just empty. And so like literally every organization that touched that fucking thing, they're all like, "This is not our fault."
Yeah.
And apparently the FBI is investigating it. But what I found was interesting is someone broke it down and compared that 60 pounds of ammonium nitrate to the Oklahoma City bombing, right, with Timothy McVeigh. And he only used 4,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate.
And they've got 60,000.
And they've got 60,000. So that's alarming. Didn't you say like it might be tied to those fires or whatever? Yeah,
which that's another conspiracy, and it doesn't really make sense. But apparently there's like some fires up in like Canada area, and people were saying that it's those chemicals because they were saying that it doesn't smell like a forest fire, and the smoke is not gray. They said it has like a green tint, like a green or orange tint to it. So, and they're like, the media is just passing it off as it's a forest fire, but they're like, I've been around forest fires. Like, California has that shit every year.
Yeah.
So, and people are like, I've been around a forest fire, and this is not forest fire smoke. This is not the same thing. Yeah. So people are saying that it could be, but that doesn't really make sense to me, is why you would steal the chemicals and then go burn it off somewhere. I mean, I don't know.
Or maybe like it just came too much like heat, and they're just like, we gotta get
too much straight. Yeah. Shit. But even then I would just dump it. I don't think I would like, I don't know.
Fuck, like, what do you do with 60,000?
I mean, how do you steal that shit off a train?
Yeah. So like one thing I did read that seemed to be like pretty interesting is that it could have potentially just been like a leak.
So it's just on the track, like.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, dude, like the receiving party, like the shipping party, like all these, anyone who touched that fucking cart.
What about like, the goddamn train conductor? Where
dude, they're all like,
where the fuck was he at? Like,
it's not our fault. Like, yeah, they don't want to be a part of that shit.
Trains, it's still the Wild West. No cameras, no nothing.
I'll tell you what's gonna happen, man. Is That 60,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate is going to show back up, and it's going to be on a Malaysian airliner. It's like heading into some fucking tower or some shit, dude. Dude, what else has been in the news? Did you read about that Carly Russell abduction?
Oh, the abduction.
Yeah, the abduction.
Yeah,
in quotations.
yeah.
Let me get this news article pulled up. Man. I'm just gonna read it straight from their page, man, because they do have way better deal of explaining it. All right, so this is by Vox.com. Title is Carly Russell, a missing black woman in social media frenzy explained. What the viral story of a missing Alabama woman says about all of us. Don't know what fucking angle they're trying to play there.
Don't include me in this.
Let me try to skim through and get the juicy details. So it says, from the beginning, the details of Carly Russell's disappearance seemed destined to cause an internet frenzy. Russell, a black 25-year-old nursing student, went missing from the side of the highway in Hoover, Alabama on the night of July 13th, shortly after calling 911 to report a child wandering alone on the side of the highway.
What the fuck was she doing on the side of the highway?
This story gets... I read this shit earlier. This story gets, twisty. I mean, she's full of shit. I'm spoiler alert. It's completely, bullshit.
She's a liar.
So, Russell's brother's girlfriend... Okay, all right. Think about that for a second. On the phone with her, following her 911 call, reported hearing Carly scream and what sounded like the phone being dropped. When the police reached Carly's car just a few minutes after her 911 call, they found her phone and wig nearby, along with her purse and the food she just picked up for dinner inside of her car. Neither Russell nor a toddler was anywhere to be found. Fucking wig. It's
she was going on the run.
So then it says basically less than 2 weeks later after her return, in a story, police said that they couldn't confirm. An attorney speaking for Russell admitted that there was no kidnapping. I'm just scrolling through this.
After her return. So she went on a little mini vacation and then got tired of it and decided to come back.
So it says, in the days after her disappearance, Russell went viral on TikTok and other social media platforms and received national media attention as law enforcement agencies everywhere searched for him. The chilling details surrounding her disappearance and the prospect that a child was used to lure her into danger likely contributed to it going viral. Fears about human trafficking and abduction have become a bigger part of the national conversation in recent years. Okay, but then 49 hours after she went missing, Russell showed up at the doorstep of her family home.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah. Sorry, man. I left the fucking Chick-fil-A in the car.
I left my wig, too.
Yeah. I think that McDonald's is old now. Yeah. Let's see.
So she shows back up to her parents' house and's like, hey, I'm back.
Yes. Okay, so now it says, in a news conference on July 19th, Hoover Police Chief Nick Derezis? Okay, Nick Derezis.
Nicky D.
Derzis. I'm saying that wrong. Nick Derzis. Revealed that detectives had been able to verify many of the things that Russell had told investigators in a brief interview she gave them following her return. According to Derzis, the police, Russell said that after calling 911, a man emerged from the trees near the highway to say he was checking on the child. She then said the man forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in a trailer of an 18-wheeler. The police say Russell said that the man who kidnapped her had orange hair with a bald spot, and that she heard the voice of a woman who was with him but never saw her face. At one point, she said she managed to escape from the trailer, but was recaptured and taken to a house where she was forced to undress and be photographed. After being put into another vehicle, Russell said she escaped again and was able to make it to her home by running through the woods.
It was just that close?
I guess.
So,
right down the road.
Yeah.
The police shared some other details that seemed to cast doubt on Russell's story. Video footage showed Russell leaving the spa she worked at the day of her disappearance, reportedly concealing a bathrobe, toilet paper, and other items.
She went to go live out in the fucking woods.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Those items, as well as a snack she purchased from Target shortly before her disappearance, were missing, despite her purse and other belongings being left within the vehicle. The police also noted that Russell drove 600 yards while on the phone with 911, saying she was watching the child. And police say that they received no other reports of a toddler walking alone. How the fuck is a toddler going to walk 600
600 yards?
Dude, I walk 600 yards unwinded.
While being followed by a car? Like,
Yeah. It says, to think that, I guess this is the police talking. Yeah, this is police talking. To think that a toddler barefoot that could be 3 or 4 years old could travel 6 football fields without getting in the roadway without crying is very hard for me to understand.
kid was a fucking track star.
This is where the story gets really good. I know, kind of dragging out just reading this article. Then there were the internet searches on Russell's mobile phone. It's always the phones that get you in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Every time.
Right? And the days before her arrest, the police said Russell was searching for information about one-way bus tickets and how to take money from a cash register without getting caught. She also looked into whether
With a gun?
Yeah.
Rob that shit.
Freeze, motherfucker. You know? She also looked into whether or not someone had to pay for an Amber Alert. You know, all right. On the day she went missing, Russell apparently searched for the movie Taken, a 2008 thriller in which Liam Neeson plays a dad who hunts down human traffickers who kidnap his teenage daughter and her best friend.
I will find you. God damn, dude. So,
a unique set of skills.
Yeah, yeah. So, coincidence?
Let me see if there's anything else that's really worth a damn. But yeah.
So she's Googling all this shit, and then 2 days later, she magically disappears.
Yeah.
Okay, she went to Target, got her some goddamn cheese puffs, probably a couple of trail mix bars, took her some of that toilet paper and the robe she stole from the spa.
Yeah.
Toughed it out in the woods for a couple days.
Yeah.
Why though? Like,
I don't
for
know,
the
man.
the attention?
Like, from what I was kind of reading, man, like some people, you know, they were talking about like, you know, mental health and stuff like that.
Nah, she was a 25-year-old nurse, dude.
Yeah, and I think allegedly too there was some like allegations of her like stealing from her employer or some shit like that.
She stole that fucking robe and the toilet paper, man.
That's what I'm saying.
She knew
So
after the toilet paper, she knew she could never go back.
She was fucked. Had to get out of there.
Yeah, she was a goddamn criminal from there on out.
I don't understand like why people would even like remotely do things like that.
I'm gonna say it was for the social media attention.
You think that's like the society we're living in now? It's like,
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, why do you think there's so many fucking school shootings and shit? Like, because that is like, it's vilified, but it's also blasted on like that's how you get famous.
Yeah, I heard something crazy about like school shooters, man, or just like mass shooters in general. Like apparently, like all of them, or like the vast majority of them, are on SSRIs, like antidepressants.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently SSRIs, allegedly. In the conspiracy realm, I'm not a doctor or medical professional by any means, but allegedly they can fucking kind of scramble your eggs a little bit, man.
I mean, I believe that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. At the same time, like for that many fucking kids, well, first off, most of those kids probably don't have enough realistic problems to be taking that kind of shit in the first place. Unless you have like serious childhood trauma type shit. I don't know. The average goddamn person who, gets pissed because his goddamn Netflix account got suspended. You don't need to be on antidepressants. You just suck that shit up.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, have you like known parents or like ran across like kids whose like parents like just like push off medication on like young kids? They'll be like a fucking 10-year-olds on antidepressants.
I mean, personally, no, but again, I feel like, I don't know, in the South around Bible Belt shit, like I don't think that's as common.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know a lot of parents put their kids on like fucking amphetamines and shit. Like
yeah, like
shit turn them into fucking
Ritalin, Adderall.
Yeah. And like my thing, what gets me is like if any of those kids develop an addictive personality, like where does that road end? You know what I mean? Like eventually those 10
probably
milligrams,
smoking crack behind Wendy's.
That's what I'm saying. Be on that crystal, man. Because eventually that 10 milligrams isn't going to do it. Then they're going to bump you to 15. Of what,
Oh, yeah.
I think it goes up to 30.
30,
right?
yeah.
What happens when you max out?
You got to take more.
And then methamphetamines, for anyone who's interested, I just read this shit the other day. Apparently, are the cheapest they have ever been, ever, adjusted for inflation.
Now's the time to buy.
Yeah.
Get yourself a real deal.
Apparently, cooking it now, like in America, like isn't even cost effective anymore. It's so cheap.
They took our jobs.
Yeah. They took our jobs. But like when you account for like the material cost and the time and then throw in risk and all that stuff, man, like it's just not worth it.
When the cartels are slinging that shit for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, I think what I was watching or reading or whatever, it said $600 an ounce.
Made? Or
yeah, like ready to go, like an ounce of fucking
like to buy it?
Yeah, $600 an ounce from the cartels now. Yeah, and I was reading too, man, like about the number of cartels. I didn't realize it was this many because you always like hear it like talked about like the cartel.
Yeah,
like it's a singular entity. Now this article was like a few years old, but they were talking about like at the time of that writing, man, there were 17 cartels. They call them DTOs, drug trafficking organizations. That's what the DA calls them. But there were 17 of them on our border.
Well, I know like in Mexico, each basically city is run by a separate cartel. And then like, but they kind of like, it's like the more like say you take down a big boss in a certain city. Well, then that gets absorbed by another empire and that just makes it bigger. So like the more they take down, you're effectively singling out and making the stronger ones even bigger, because each time a small guy gets taken out, it gets like bought up. Essentially like a business like a Walmart is going to take out all the mom and pops. That's what the cartels do.
It's like the mythological Hydra. You cut off one head, two come back, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, God, dude.
So it's a losing battle. It's a waste.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some like fucking crazy videos from down there, dude. Like, where like one cartel is like paid off the army, like another cartel is like paid off the police, and like those two cartels like fucking brutally hate each other, and they're just like at war with each other, and it's just like, dude, like, imagine fucking, I wouldn't live there. Like, I'd pack my shit up and move to the country somewhere or some shit, you know? Like, you imagine like living in Juarez, Mexico right now.
Fuck no, I'm white.
I don't fit in. Tom Segura has a good little stand-up about that shit, where he was talking about, oh man, what was it? He was talking about like someone basically was assuming that he was Japanese because of his last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like checking into a hotel, and like the guy was like, "Oh, Segura, are you Japanese?" And he was like, "No, not at all." And he was like, "Well, you know, Segura sounds Japanese," and he just goes like, "Segura." And he's like, "It's because you're saying it like that." That's why. And he's like saying, you know,
Could be like Wilson.
Yeah. I can't remember where his family's from. It was like Peru or some shit. I can't remember, but yeah, he said he blew like this guy's mind or whatever, and he was like, "Yo, you know, like in Mexico, like there's like all kinds of people. Like it's not just like Mexicans." Right?
Yeah.
And then he was like, "You know, there's Asian people down there, right?" And the guy was like, "What?" Like freaking out. And he's like, "I'll do you one even better." And he's like, "Those Asian people speak Spanish." So, like, and then he said the guy just couldn't like he just blew
couldn't
his
process
brain.
that shit.
Have you ever seen anything like that before? Any travels?
No.
Because like typically like growing up like in America, all you like when you see like you know an immigrant like in general, like they'll speak their native language and then they'll speak like English, right?
Yeah.
But then like when you see like a third language pop up in there, like so, like at first it kind of threw me off. Like, but I've seen like Asian dudes like speaking Spanish and been, like, French or something. And be like, whoa.
Well, like you know, like around here.
Yeah.
You know how black people talk around here, right?
Sure.
Okay, so
it's like that
me being
gangster mix blend.
Yeah. So me being from Texas in the South, that's just what, if I see a black person, that's how I'm assuming that they talk.
Sure.
So living in England, I see a black person, they still dress the same as somebody from here would to an extent, but they talk proper fucking England English.
It just throws you off.
So you do a double take, you're like, did that voice came out of you?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, mate, you want some tea and crumpets? Like just totally normal, proper shit. But they still listen, like I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that always throws you off.
Well, like people like naturally, like whether they want to admit it or not, man, like I mean, based on the environment you grow up in, like you're gonna have like beliefs or natural like.
Well, yeah, because it's what you're used to.
I don't say like prejudice, but like you're just gonna expect certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna be like, oh, this person's probably gonna sound like this based on like kind of how they talk,
Mhm.
or maybe, you know, like. But yeah, man, I could definitely see that throwing you off or whatever. You know, it'd be like running into like some redneck here who had a British accent. You'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
You know?
wearing a goddamn Mossio cat with a butt commander hat on. Like,
Did you like England when you were there?
yeah, it was nice. I mean,
Yeah.
it was expensive as fuck. You get fucking fucked on taxes. At that point, the pound was way more than the dollar, so that shit was annoying.
When I traveled there, it was like 30% more.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god, like I'm feeling this shit.
Yeah, it was whenever I was there, it was like one pound was like $1.75. That shit sucked.
God.
Yeah. So to make it easier on yourself, you would just, if you saw the price, you would just double it in your head. So like, be like, if it was 20 pounds, be like, okay, that's probably like $35.
Dude, I remember one time like it inverted from the euro to the dollar or
Mhm.
whatever when I was in Germany, and I was like, "Woo, babe, I'm fucking rich now."
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, yeah, that shit like went back up. Like, it typically hovered around like 20% more
Yeah.
while I was there, man. So yeah, but that shit fucking sucked, dude. I don't know, man. Like some of their systems like are designed to fuck you up over there. Like,
Now it's time for a quick message from our sponsors.
Are you searching for natural, plant-based solutions to enhance your well-being? Well, look no further than Premium Kratom Powder from M&W Labs. Introducing our Premium Kratom products, crafted with care and expertise.
Life can be demanding, and we understand the need for reliable support to face the challenges ahead. M&W Labs Kratom offers you the perfect blend of tradition and modern science, bringing you the power of Kratom in every leaf.
Unlock the potential of Kratom with M&W Labs' diverse range of strains. Whether you're seeking a natural energy boost, calm and relaxation, or relief from everyday discomfort, we have the perfect solution for you.
Are you ready to experience the power of nature's gift? Visit our website at mnwlabs.com to place your order today. Our friendly and knowledgeable customer service team is standing by to assist you. Now let's get back to the show.
did I ever tell you about like my fiasco with the electric company over there?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god, dude, this was a living, breathing nightmare. 4 months. It's like this lasted. Okay. So how it works in Germany, at least the region I was in, I don't know, I can't say for the entire country. I think it's the entire country, but at least the company I was using, the region I'm in, or was in, your electric bill is a set amount every month.
Mm-hmm.
And it's based on the average of the previous year. Right? So if you have 1 year where you use a shit ton of electricity, you're
The
gonna pay.
next year you're gonna get fucked too.
Yeah, even if you don't use any. So you're like a year behind. You're always playing catch up.
Okay.
One, that's got to be the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm sure there's a reason they worked it out. Like it works for them.
But
or
it makes
whatever.
no sense if you are like renting a place.
Dude, even my neighbors couldn't explain it to me. They're like, yeah, this is fucking stupid. I was telling them, because they were asking how it worked, like in Texas. And I was like,
You pay for what you use.
pay for what
that
you
month.
use, dude.
Like,
Yeah. You know? And so, anyway, man, so I'm paying my bill every month on time, in full, or whatever, you know? Well, I don't know. I'm there like a couple of years, and then I get this massive fucking bill in the mail. Like, it's not my electric bill, it's a separate thing. And it's all in fucking like German.
German.
So I'm like over here trying to use Google Translate and shit to like translate like this massive sheet of paper. And I can't remember what they wanted. It was like 3,000 or 4,000 euro. So tack on 20% on top of that, right? And that's what they wanted me to
so
pay.
probably like $5,000 for it. Like,
Yeah. And so like I brought it to like my German neighbors, and they were like, dude, they were like saying that like the electric company had been like undercharging you all this time. And I was like, what the fuck? And dude, I went back and forth with these guys for months. I went to the electric company. All of a sudden, nobody spoke fucking English.
Yeah.
Or understood it, right? And then I finally found a guy who spoke like broken English, and I was like, "Can you explain this to me?" And he was like, "I don't know." And I was like, "What?" I was
well,
like,
then why the fuck am I gonna pay this?
and I was like, if it's your mistake, why am I on the hook for this?"
Yeah.
Like,
and
that's
if
not
you
how
can't
this
if you
works.
can't explain it to me,
Yeah, dude, it literally felt like a straight up shakedown. And like I remember just telling him, I was like, this is literally like borderline criminal. Like, fuck you, you know what I mean? I mean, I was cool with him, and like it wasn't his fault.
yeah.
But you know, I wouldn't like fuck you, but I was like, you know, fuck everything you represent, basically. It's like, I don't hate you as a person. I just hate everything
But
you represent.
fuck what you stand for.
Yeah. My beef is not with you. It's with this electric company. But also, interesting fact about fucking Germany, dude. So they're big on green energy, right?
Mm.
A lot of fucking windmills everywhere, doing the wind power, a fuck ton of solar panels,
Yeah.
all that shit, right? Did you know Germany has some of the highest cost per kilowatt hour of electricity in the world?
Even though they're supposed to be,
Green, renewable energy.
so they want to charge the fuck out of you for those windmills.
All these companies got set up, but they got subsidized by the fucking government based on their tax dollars. Hey, here's some money, go build these fucking solar panels. Those companies come back and they just literally fucking financially rape the population.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Dude, it's something, because like, what do you pay a kilowatt hour? Do you know off the top of your head?
Right now it's around, I think it's like 11 or 12.
Yeah, that's where I'm sitting. Or whatever.
Yeah.
I think 12, right? I think one year I looked, I was paying 47 cents.
God damn.
Yeah.
Dude, that is insane.
It's in fucking sane, dude. Probably part of the reason why they don't have any goddamn air conditioning over there. That was a hard thing to adjust to, man, because they were starting to have heat waves during the summer and stuff. And dude, I felt like I was dying. And like those videos like you see of like kids in Africa dying under malaria tents, where they're just like sweating and they're breathing like really rapidly or whatever, and they're like only in underwear.
Like a fucking panning dog. Like.
Yeah, that was me for like an entire summer at one point, dude. Shit, dude, like one summer I was there, they had like some historical like heat wave. And I can't remember. I think it was like 1,500 people in France died. They just dropped dead from like heat exhaustion.
Be like, use a fan, you stupid motherfucker.
Oh, dude, it was horrible, man. It was horrible. And like I remember just like talking, I was like, yo, like eventually like climate it starts getting hotter, like y'all motherfuckers are gonna have to get on board with air conditioning, dude. But what was crazy is like you would go into like big places, like you'd go into big like shopping centers or like name brand restaurants like a McDonald's or something, and they would have air conditioning. But
Yeah,
residential
just not
homes,
the fucking homes.
Yeah, they did not. You know,
McDonald's is like, I ain't fucking flipping burgers in the heat. You can go suffer at your own house.
Dude. I think episode or two before this, we were talking about McDonald's in Germany, dude. I've been thinking about that ever since, dude. It is so good, so good, man. There's things that I miss about like that shit over there, man. Like I feel like all the food was like just a lot better.
The food was way fucking better for sure.
And like what was cool too, like man, like you spend like I don't know, you know what, $10-15 like a normal meal, like over here versus over there. Like over here, I just felt like in Germany, like I mean, you got like a whole fucking plate of food. Like I mean, it was a meal, dude. And then like over here, like you know, they always try to skimp you or whatever. You know, it's just like no. You only get 7 chicken nuggets.
Yeah, be like extra ketchup, bitch.
Yeah.
That's 50 cents.
Yeah, but I don't know. Also, sometimes our servings are super fucking large compared to.
True.
places.
And we get goddamn free water with ice. That's a fucking.
Oh yeah,
It's always a plus. That shit always pissed me off.
Did you like that sparkling water?
Fuck no, man.
So for everyone listening, so like over there in Western Europe, normal like tap water is like not really a thing.
Yeah.
It's all glass bottled and you can get it either with or without gas, right? But if you don't specify that you want without gas, essentially
You get it. Yeah, you get carbonated.
You get carbonated water. And that shit is disgusting, dude.
It's just okay, think of a fucking Sprite that you left with the top off for 6 days in the sun, and then you're gonna pour that into a cup and just drink that.
Yeah,
It's pretty much what that tastes like.
My thing is like every time I was drinking it, like I never felt like any water was going down my throat.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was healthy for me. Like it felt like I was drinking fucking sodas, which
Yeah.
you're not, but
It's weird, man. I don't like it.
no. And every time I would go to a gas station to try to buy the shit, it was always in another fucking language. So I got to the point where I would just fucking crack that shit if I heard the psh, I'd be like, nope, give me another fucking bottle. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
because one time I bought a 2 liter. I was happy. I was fucking dehydrated as fuck. Cracked that bitch open when I got back to the car. Made the fucking I was like, you motherfucker. I just fucking left it. Like, I'll go fucking die somewhere else.
Yeah, there's just like certain things about like certain foods and drinks like other color. I'm like, I can't get behind this shit. Or whatever.
No.
What was the?
But the no ice thing, that shit, I hate that stuff.
What was the weirdest shit you ever ate?
Uh,
Or did we already talk about this?
I don't think we talked about food.
No, I don't think we did either.
I've had kangaroo.
That's cool.
That was good. I had fucking goat, like with the whole carcass was brought over a bed of rice, and people were eating its fucking eyeballs out of its skull and shit.
Dude, where was that at?
That was in fucking Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
The food was fucking good. I mean, it looked nasty, but it was. I mean, I didn't eat the goddamn brains and eyeballs. I ate the actual meat, like
red meat,
regular
whatever,
old meat part. Yeah,
legs,
and that
yeah.
shit was good as fuck.
Oh shit.
But
Damn, so Saudis go hard, huh?
yeah, it was like super. I mean, because they're rich motherfuckers. It was fancy. Like that was the first beer I'd had in like 4 months because it couldn't drink over there, but they had it over at their fucking fancy spots.
I got you.
But
Did you ask him about 9/11?
it didn't come up. Didn't come up.
No, I heard you guys financed this. Yeah.
Where were you when the towers fell?
Dude, I watched that Team America World Police the other day.
Yeah.
And dude, it's just so fucking funny that that whole like freedom isn't free song.
Yeah.
Like freedom cost $1.05. Like freedom costs folks like you and me.
Yeah.
But it's like this doll. And they're just taking like these national monuments and stuff, and, like taking pictures and whatnot. I was watching an episode of Joe Rogan Experience. He started doing this show called Protect Our Parks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like him, Shane Gillis, Ari Shaffir, and Mark Norman. So 3 well-known comedians, funny ass guys. They get on the show, and like all the 4 of them do is just get fucked up, right? But they have like a beer bong that's like in the shape of like an eagle that's painted like in the American flag colors, right? And so they'll do rounds where they'll just like do like beer bongs with it, right? And then like their producer will just start playing like that intro like Team America Police song, like America,
fuck
yeah. I started thinking, I was like, we should do that on our show, man. We ever start slamming beers or whatever, just start blasting that shit. Like, you know? That was such a good movie, man. They really just don't make movies like that anymore.
No.
There was that, what did you tell me? It was the golden age of comedy, like that 10, 15 year period. Where
Yeah, like 2006, 2012 or something, or like maybe earlier than that, like about a decade.
Yeah, I think it was the director of like, I can't remember his name, but he was the guy who like did all the James Franco and Seth Rogen movies, like This Is the End, Hangover, Pineapple Express, all that shit, right? Not the Hangover, sorry. But apparently someone was telling me he got out of making movies. Like, 'cause I guess he saw the shit coming down the pipe, like with all the PC culture or whatever, and everyone being offended. And he was like, oh, I don't want to have any part of this because I'm not gonna get canceled, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So he just like quit making movies or whatever. Yeah, so it like ruined like a golden era of comedy, man, because that shit was like funny as fuck, dude.
But what people don't get, or like, I don't know, people, I guess they get it, but no one fucking does anything about it, is like, no one wants the fucking PC bullshit. Like that stuff flops into theaters continuously.
Yeah.
But like Disney's down like 900 billion or 900 million. Like their last 9 movies have been fucking shitty.
Dude, it's like at some point you figure like companies would just wake up, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, everyone talks about like the ominous they're pushing like an agenda. Like, who is they? Like, is it actually Disney or is it something even more nefarious? Like, is it like a government actor?
Supposedly it's fucking BlackRock.
BlackRock?
Yeah.
Like the investment firm?
Yeah. They own a huge amount of shares of Disney. And do you remember I don't remember the fucking name, but it's like a score that every company uses. And it's based off of like, if someone was wanting to do business with you, you would check this score and it would tell how much of a liability you are based on your political stance, your financial stance, and there's one other tier of this shit.
There's like green, right? Like
like green energy, that shit. Yeah. So there's those 3 pillars of this shit, and that affects, so like Disney is super high up on their rating. But they've found that like every time they do something, like they make those stupid woke ass movies and just fail, like eventually that's gonna tank them.
Yeah, they got that new Snow White movie coming out. You seen the stills, the pictures from that?
Yeah, it looks like it's not. It's live action, and it's like she's hanging out with a group of fucking homeless crackheads. Like,
yeah, dude.
they're not even. None of them are even short.
There's one.
There's one.
There's one dwarf.
There's a token fucking midget now
Token dwarf.
instead of all of them. Like,
yeah, dude. But like, people are already shitting on that too, man. For like,
it's fucking ridiculous, man.
like the excessively forced, like, I don't know, like diversity. I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
because
it sounds kind of bad when you say it like that, but at the same
yeah,
time,
but it's like they should give people parts based on their abilities, not their color.
that's
Like that's more fucking. That's the definition of racism.
I think that's probably people's biggest issue is like, why can't we just do this on merit?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, give it to people who are actually good, or like stick to like some of the original source material, right? Like, those are iconic like stories that have been around for like pushing 100 years now.
or
Like,
stop fucking rehashing old shit and use your goddamn brain and make something else up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of fucking remakes of everything.
Yeah, literally everything is a fucking remake now.
Yeah, no one like. I get it. Everything's been done, but people could still be original about some
Like
shit.
those piece of shit Fast and Furious movies.
Oh god, yeah,
Like, they made 10 of those pieces of shit, dude.
yeah.
Like, I watched the first 3, and then I think I tried to watch the 4th one, and I was like, there's no fucking way. I actually think I left the theaters.
Yeah,
So this is
after fucking Tokyo Drift, I never saw any of the other
Yeah.
ones. I don't whatever number that one was.
And I think the only
that was
reason I
early
watched 2 and 3 is because I was like a kid.
Yeah,
And it was just like, okay, this is like what
Yep,
the
that
adults
was
are
what it-
watching right
yep.
now. You know? Yeah, but I don't know. I don't really care for like Vin Diesel movies either.
dude, Vin Diesel's a fucking weirdo. He's a creep.
Is he really?
Yeah,
Like, what kind of creep are we talking about?
like I watched an interview with him. He had a young woman interviewing him, and he was like, "Oh my god, you're so beautiful," like just straight awkwardly hitting on her, and she was not reciprocating, and it was awkward, but he was just ignoring it and just going at her the whole time, and it was just like it was a very fucking uncomfortable interview.
Dude, that goes back to what we were talking about, man. Like, rich, affluent motherfuckers, like, they're weird, man.
True, yeah.
Because they think shit like that is acceptable, you know?
Vin Diesel is actually he's been casted. He's going to be in a video game.
What kind of video game?
It's called Ark 2. It's a survival
I know
thing
what
with
you're
like
talking about.
dinosaurs and shit.
Yeah. The first Ark, I think that came out. That pissed off everybody, didn't it? Because it was like almost an unbeatable game.
Yeah, it was super fucking
You're
hard.
just like getting slaughtered and shit. I don't know. Yeah, man, I haven't played video games in a long time. It's hard for me to sit down and like have the patience for that shit.
Yeah, I'll go like I don't know. I like playing one fucking game, and then other than that, I mean, I'm still waiting for fucking GTA 6, Fallout 5, and Elder Scrolls.
Damn, they're still making GTAs?
Yeah, I mean, it's been like I think it's been 12 years since GTA 5 came out. GTA 5 came out when I was in fucking Korea. So, and that was in fucking 2013.
Do you remember when GTA, like the original one, the first one came out?
Parents were freaking out.
Parents were freaking
Well, the
out.
news was freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God, you can kill hookers and get your money back.
Yeah,
And I
like
was
we've been watching that shit on TV for fucking years.
if
Like,
only life was that simple.
true. Because you could fuck her and then beat her to death and get the cash back. Like, nothing ever happened. Clean slate.
Where's my money? Like my bottom bitch. Dude, speaking of pimps, I was watching it's a TV show. It's a Nat Geo show. It's called Trafficked. It's got the investigative journalist Mariana Van Zeller, I believe is her name. Real pretty Portuguese woman in my opinion, but it's a side note. Anyway, so she kind of each episode is about something different, right? But it's kind of like Vice, right? Like
Yeah.
that style. And she did one over pimping in America, right? Which apparently is still like a huge problem. Like I was like, that's like a thing. Like, still?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay. I can't remember where she was at. I think it was in Chicago, and she was like just interviewing these are like legit pimps, dude. So, and they would interview she would interview girls and stuff too, man. And like these guys are like fucking crazy, dude. Like branding women and shit, and like I mean, and they
like
make
treating them like cattle.
cattle, dude. Yeah, and they make a ridiculous amount of money. And they also were talking about how they like manipulate and get in the woman's head, and
Yeah.
stuff like that, you know. And it's literally like Stockholm syndrome,
Mm-hmm.
you know, where you start to empathize with your captors or whatever. And but I think one dude, he said he was like basically like kind of mid-level in the big hierarchy of things. But I think he said it was either $40,000 a week or a month.
For a
I
mid-level
think it was a
pimp?
month. And it was like, yeah,
God damn.
yeah. And, but
Get
he
your
had-
gator shoes, get your cane. We got work to do.
I think like in his entire network, he had like over 100 women,
God damn.
and they were just working around the clock, just nonstop.
So if prostitution would be legalized, a lot of that would go away.
Oh, the pimping?
Yeah.
Pimping game?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it would
Because
evaporate overnight.
Like if the women could just file a goddamn W-2, like,
Yeah. Well, that's one thing I liked about like Holland. Like, you know, I mean, well, like most of Western Europe has like some degree or another like legalized prostitution.
yeah.
And but one thing I did like about the Netherlands is like it's not as simple as like you just like sign up and become like a sex worker, right? Because like guys and girls can do it. I mean, it's not just for girls, right? And you have to take like classes, go through training, and like essentially like they
Like
tell
how
you
to take a dick.
not like that. Like more of a here's your other options. Like here's...
Have you thought about being a teacher? There's a fire station down the road. We need recruits.
We can have you as a dental assistant in 6 weeks. Like,
or you can be taking the DPs, like whatever.
yeah. So they got to sit through like this shit. Like, hey, do you really understand what you're going through? And then they get like questioned, like, is this consensual? Like, is someone forcing you?
Oh,
to do
yeah.
this? Like all this other shit. And if they are, then there's been like tons of cases where they've helped women out of
situations,
sex trafficking rings and stuff, because those rings do try to integrate into the legal and legitimate market or whatever. But I thought it was pretty cool. You know, I was like, okay. But yeah, I remember like reading into it or whatever, and like talking to people over there, and they were like, yeah, dude, they were like, a lot of that like illicit shit just like fucking dried up overnight.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's a big. I mean, it's all like, I mean, it's what we talked about this shit like tons of times. Like, everything's just about money.
Yeah,
right?
and it's the same thing with fucking drugs.
Yeah.
If you were to legalize that shit, a lot of the negative or violent problems would go away.
Yeah, dude, I was watching this guy. He's a comedian now. Dude, I can't remember his name. It's like John Cena. John Cena. But he used to be like a drug trafficker, and then I think he went to prison. And
Now he's a
stuff.
priest.
Yeah, stand-up comedian. But close enough. Same, right? We're all peddling stories, you know. But he was talking about like he has this whole like reels that he does on like Facebook and everything like that. But he was talking about one of his shorts about how much money these cartels have lost from the cannabis trade alone.
Oh yeah.
After like I think because like 26 states have it, 26, 28 have it like legalized either recreationally or medically, right?
Yeah.
Like some
and that shit's going up all the time.
Yeah. And so but he was just talking about how violence increased because then it became more dangerous drugs they were getting into.
Yeah, like fentanyl and meth and heroin.
Yeah, because they're trying to make that money back up.
Yeah.
But then he also said that like a lot of the problems that occurred were some of the smaller cartels, they dried up because they didn't have the fucking money or the resources and the network and capabilities to stay afloat without that cannabis trade. So like,
and the big guys came in.
like the Sinaloa cartel, they came in and they just ate up that territory and stuff. And that's why you're starting to see like borderline legitimate wars like on our southern border, which is like fucking crazy. Dude.
What's fucking crazy, we're not doing anything about it.
I know, man. You know what really has me kind of scratching my head? If you pull up a map of all the states that have cannabis legalized, like we talked about to some degree or another, Texas is the only state that borders Mexico that does not.
That isn't, yeah.
And that makes me wonder what's really going on. Is someone getting paid? Is there like some money interest? Because it can't be as simple as like a bunch of conservatives, we just don't like weed. When like literally every state around you basically has it legalized.
And we have enough motherfuckers in Houston, Austin, Dallas, San Antonio to outvote that shit.
Yeah. So I think it's something a little more nefarious. You know, I think probably some peeps in positions of authority are probably getting some money. So
maybe they don't want to get stepped on.
Yeah, dude. You ever been to Mexico?
No. I've been to the border and threw a rock over there and hit Mexico, but never went inside. I've touched the walls, but I've never entered her.
Oh, you touched the wall? The wall? Trump's wall?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Was it the shitty wall parts, or was it like the actual like newer like steel?
No, it was the old rundown. part where
Going,
and
like-
anyone could climb. Like,
like Bill Clinton and Obama.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, dude. I took a little trip. I went to like Cozumel and stuff like that. And I don't know, man. Like, I kind of went outside the touristy areas. I mean, dude, Mexico's got some pretty nice places, but like, it's got some shitty places, dude.
yeah.
Like, I went to like this one beach and it was just like littered with trash, like broken glass and shit, dude. Like,
So like Galveston.
yeah, dude, that is like Galveston.
Dude, Galveston is a shit beach.
It is a shit beach.
The water's disgusting. There's fucking trash and shit. Dude,
Yeah, the water looks like chocolate milk.
the last time I went to Galveston, which was like a year ago, the water, they literally they were like, do not get in the water. There's flesh-eating bacteria in the water.
Yeah, that happens like every couple of years
Yeah.
too, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you'll hear it in the news, like someone's like face started rotting off or whatever because they were like, oh, I'm gonna get in the water or whatever. It's like, dude, fuck that.
Yeah. Be like, do you really want to swim around in that shit water? Is that worth it to you? Like, not worth it to me.
Dude, that's why like even when I go down like to that coastal region, like I try not to eat seafood out of the Gulf, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, dude, you know they're still catching shrimp that have like oil and shit in their body. Like, yeah, dude. So like, because all this fucking oil.
You don't even have to grease the pan. Like,
yeah, dude. They get like trace amounts of it. It's like, because I guess like that shit, like the oil, like I don't know, it like solidifies and floats to like the bottom of the ocean. So these like bottom feeding like
get
crustaceans.
in it.
Yeah, they get in it, they eat on it or whatever. And
Yeah.
it's in their body, and then like yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't eat any fucking shrimp out of the Gulf, man. That's for fucking sure, dude. But dude, Galveston like water freaks me out because I mean, like we said, dude, like I mean, you cannot see through it.
No, not at all.
And the official story is because the sand is so fine that the tide and the current constantly kicks it up or whatever. But dog, that shit looks like sewage, man.
Yeah.
And it fucking smells funny too, dude. It's like, yeah, dude, I don't know. But I remember like the last time I got in Galveston's water, man, was like, I don't even know, like 15 years ago. And I was like swimming, like I've always been like a really good swimmer. And I'm like out there and I'm far enough out there to where like my feet are not touching the bottom.
Mhm.
Right? And I'm just swimming and dude, something hit my leg and it was a good size and it felt like rough. And I've always heard shark skin feels like that. Dude, I fucking hightailed it back out of that water and I was like, fuck that. Dude. Like, I only swim in water I can see through.
Yeah, man, I'm not a fan of swimming in dirty water. I like to see the bottom too. Like, I like to know what I'm in there with.
Yeah, like you go on the east coast side of like Florida and shit, man, they got like fucking nice beaches.
Yeah.
You know? But you get in that Gulf region, dude, it's you rolling the dice, brother. You know?
Ain't worth it to me.
Shitty. But like I'll wear like straight up tennis shoes, like Vans on Galveston's beach.
Yeah, dude.
It's
You're liable to catch a fucking needle, glass shard, like
it literally reminds me of that episode of It's Always Sunny when they go
to the Jersey Shore. Yeah.
and there's like literally just like hypodermic needles in the sand. Like it's just a total shithole. Dude.
All those dogs are everywhere too.
And it's like Charlie has like the best time of his life, but like
Yeah.
Dennis like have like the worst experience. He like teamed up with crackheads and like have to like
Yeah,
rob
dude,
places.
they hold a gun to their head and make them fucking somebody gets shot and they ended up having to like dig a grave and then they take off running, these shooting at him and shit. Like
Dude, that's such a great show. You been watching the new season of that?
No, I still haven't watched it.
It's all right. It's good. They're doing like on Hulu. They're doing like a weekly release or whatever. So yeah, I think I've noticed like a lot of things are kind of getting away from that whole like massive dump the entire season at one time. You know?
Yeah.
Kind of trailing
Slowly
along.
trickling that shit out.
Yeah. But
I just want to see it all at once. I don't like having to wait.
oh yeah, dude. I want it. It's my entertainment. And I want it now. You know?
Yeah, I
right
just
in
want to
front of me.
binge watch the shit and then forget about it.
'Cause
Like,
you don't watch a lot of TV, but like when you do,
yeah, when I do, I want to watch more than one fucking thing. Like,
yeah.
if I got time to watch TV, I want to watch some fucking TV.
Do you remember growing up in the 90s and you had to like watch the guide and keep track of like when shit was gonna air and
Oh,
stuff? If
yeah.
you missed it, it was just like fuck.
Fuck, you're done. Like,